When a spring is compressed or elongated, what will happen? Internal restoring forces are generated. That is known as, and that their nature is elastic. So hence the name elastic, because that is due to the property of elasticity. We all know that. So that is elastic forces. Okay. So suppose you fix one of the end of the spring, and spring now is in the relaxed state. This is the natural length. So this is the natural length, means the spring is in the relaxed state. It is in the relaxed state because this is the natural length. Actually, it should be like this. This is the natural length, hence it is in the relaxed state. Okay. So it will be having certain potential energy. Let us take the potential energy as U naught. Okay. Now, either you stretch it or you compress it. Immediately, restoring forces will start opposing that. Even you are stretching, you will feel that it is opposing, and even if you compress it, you will find that it is opposing. So that opposing is due to the system forces. Restoring forces, because this is the system, spring is the system. So any force generated within the system will be the system forces, and that is conservative in nature. Elastic forces, they are conservative in nature. So whether you stretch or you compress, you have to do work against the system forces. And when work is done by the external agents, you are the external agents. When you are doing work against the system forces, that energy will go into the form of potential energy. That is, whatever work is done by you, that will enter inside the system in the form of potential energy. So, if the spring constant is K, suppose we compress it by distance x naught, let us say x naught. So work done against the system forces. See, try to understand. System forces are like this. System forces are in this direction because they are restoring forces. They try to oppose the change. And displacement is in this direction. Okay. So work done by the system forces, let us say, then it will be integral restoring force into dx. X varies from 0 to x naught, which you will get it as half kx square with a minus sign. See, force is in this direction, displacement is in this direction. When you take the dot product, you will have a minus sign there. So it will be minus half kx square after integrating and all. But if you calculate work done against the system forces, you have to put a minus sign. Yesterday it was taught. This is the formula for work done by integral f dx. It is variable. But if you have to calculate work done against the system forces, against the forces due to system, then you have to put another minus sign, so that will make it plus. And whatever be the work done against the system forces, that straight away goes to increase the potential energy. So now the new potential energy will be the original potential energy plus half kx square. This is the new potential energy. Now, what was the initial potential U naught? Nobody knows in this planet. Okay? The value of U naught is nobody known by any person on this planet. Are you understanding? If you go to a bank, any bank, nearest branch, any bank, SBI, Central Bank, Bank of India, anything, Axis, HDFC, you ask the branch manager how much money you have. Right now, how much money your bank has in this branch? You will surrender. You will surrender because you don't know. It is impossible for him to know how much amount exactly he has in the branch. He cannot tell you. Then you will ask, then what is his duty? Why? What for he is sitting in this place? His duty is to ensure that what is the daily transaction. He keeps a watch on the daily transaction. His entire team, of course, the complete, all the people working in the bank, their total duty is to keep a watch on the daily transaction. If you ask yesterday how much money was deposited, yes, he'll tell you this much money was deposited in our branch. If you ask how much money was withdrawn from your bank, yes, he is in a position to tell. Yesterday this much money was withdrawn from our bank, he'll tell you exactly. So he is only monitoring the daily transactions, how much money went away from the bank and how much money came into the bank, nothing else. Even if you go and ask Elon Musk or Ambani how much money you have, they cannot tell. They have persons like accountants and all. The accountants keep tracking only the daily changes, that's all. The main accountant of Anil Ambani or Mukesh Ambani, they don't have any idea how much money. It is the news agencies and all, they keep on, publishing. They have worth this much, they have worth that much. They don't know anything about it. Daily, yes, yesterday we spent this much, we earned this much, they'll have an idea. So same thing here. You know what is the change? Change is this. In fact, increase. It has increased. Because change is positive, it has increased. Because the external agency did positive work. No, external agency, the external force applied is towards left, displacement is also towards left. External agency did positive work. So that work has to go in the form of potential energy. So the new potential energy is this. So you are only interested in the change. Now, what happens? Conventionally, we assign a certain value to this. It is just based on the whims and fancy of the person who is utilizing this. But of course, conventionally, all of us agree to take this as zero, even though it's not mandatory that it has to be zero. It is just an assumption. We assume that when the spring is in the natural state, relaxed state, its potential energy is zero. That is just an assumption. In the exam, they are free to choose 100 joule. You cannot go and claim to the Supreme Court that, see, we have been taught that it has to be zero and in the exam they took 100 joule. Because it hardly matters what you take. What matters is the change. And as far as you are correct in finding out the change, it's okay. What the bank has to do with how much amount it has, as long as it is monitoring the daily transaction. Things are going nice. Things are going nice. That is what they require. Same thing here also. So change we can confirm. Confirmly we can tell this is the change. But absolute value we don't know because nobody knows. So it's a matter of giving any value, arbitrary value. So normally we agree to this that we give zero value to this, zero potential. Similarly, in simple harmonic motion also you have studied. When the body is in the mean position, we assume the potential energy to be zero. There are many questions, textbooks and previous year's questions where they don't assume the potential energy at the midpoint or mean position as zero. They don't assume. They take any other value. And moreover, the value can be negative also. It is up to you, You are free to choose any value between minus infinity to plus infinity. Potential energy in any reference level, you are free to take any value from minus infinity to plus infinity. Similarly, gravitation potential energy or electrostatic potential energy. If you have one body here, the other body at infinity, for this two body system, potential energy is taken to be zero. It is taken to be zero at infinity. If you don't take that, then you cannot find any other potential. So, at some position or the other, you have to choose a reference position and you have to assign some potential energy to that reference position. Usually it is zero. But it is not necessary that it has to be zero. In the question paper, they can take any other value as well. Is it clear?